that shook my world.
One was the only black kid in a white school. This one was a teenage dad in need of a job. And then there was the partially blind kid adopted from the Philippines. So how the hell did these three outsiders end up selling over 75 million records and become one of the biggest acts in history?
You guys all set?
Yep.
Cool. Hello, welcome. Thank you for doing the show. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So this is
Did you just come from like the hair salon? Because like your hair is like Superman perfect.
It is.
Go like this?
I swear to God, bro.
It doesn't move.
You got like,
I'm a Lego man.
you got Superman hair,
you.
bro.
Now I'm just going to become self-conscious about it. It's my thing. This is a good power move. Start an interview with him. I wanted to start by going right back to the beginning where you two met. Do you remember the moment?
Yeah, so in my living room. So Apple just came from the Philippines.
My mom signed me up on an adoption program and brought me to the U.S. in 1989. And the first person I meet is Will.
Yeah, because my uncle was friends with his adopted father, and his dad was stressed out, like, who's gonna take care of Apple while he's at work? I was 15 years old. I just got my first girlfriend. Her name is Carmen Perez. So when I come down the stairs, I see Apple. I'm pissed because I want to be at school with Carmen Perez.
This is a good start.
And he's like, man, I gotta hang out with this non-speaking Filipino kid.
He didn't know any English.
So you didn't speak any English at all?
Not at all. Not.
He had these big Coke bottle glasses on because he was blind. Apple's blind.
He was looking at me like this exotic animal. Like you're from the Philippines? What do you do there? Oh, I take care of water buffaloes, go to school, and I break dance. He's like, what? You break dance?
And he's like, we do the Running Man. I'm like, the Running Man? We do the Running Man over here. Oh my gosh, bro. Running Man made it all the way to the Philippines? I've never even been to the Philippines.
And so when did you realize that music, you both had this shared passion for music?
Like he had this crazy allowance. His dad gave him $100 a week. I'm like, the what, bro? Like, you got $100 a week? Like, what do you do? I was like, yo, let's go shopping for music. So we went to the mall. He was like, I want to get Milli Vanilli. I was like, Milli Vanilli? No, bro, you don't want Blame It on the Rain. You know that? You want De La Soul, bro, De La Soul.
Taboo, how do you step into this? Where's your first interaction with these two guys?
So we met at a club called Ballistics. He was the battle MC, like Eminem was in 8 Mile. Will was doing that at Ballistics.
Taboo was like depressed. I was like, Tab, why don't you get down with us? We're gonna start performing. That was the beginning of the Black Eyed Peas that summer.
Cut a selection of the records he played to the direction of the record we swayed. And all night through the session we stayed. Cause you know you got the feeling.
This is a request, Mr. Radio Man.
And you were quite a young dad at that point.
I was 17. So that's why I worked at Disneyland. I picked up Horsemanure during the day, and then I performed with Will and Apple at night as Black Eyed Peas.
One of the early jobs that you applied for was as an EMT, or here we would call it an ambulance driver. There's a story where you sat the test and you did the test in rap. Is that not true?
It's true that I took classes to try to become an EMT.
Okay, right.
But I rapped my essay, and they didn't like that because they're like, this is not entertainment business. This is saving people's lives.
Yo, wait, hold on, pause. You rapped your essay to save people's lives as an EMT driver?
Yeah. I chose to do it that way because I wanted to show my instructor that I could still deliver what he wanted to hear, but do it in a creative way. Maybe it wasn't the right forum for that, but it taught me like, this is what I want to do. So I'll take any channel or journey to get there.
Why does emotion gotta move so fast? Love is progress if you could make it last. Why is it that you just lose control every time you agree on taking it slow?
All of you had really, not necessarily easy backgrounds. Do you feel like you had something to prove?
We're all dadless. One, we all have in common. We're all raised by our moms. Apple's mom did the impossible, and that is to give her son up for adoption for a better opportunity. And so because of that, Apple always had this abandonment issue. And so I just remember Apple always crying before we would go to sleep sometimes, like, I miss my country, I want to go back to the Philippines.
But Will was like, don't worry about it, App. You're gonna make it, man.
And our whole mission was to like make it. Like, yo, we're gonna make it. And no one took us serious. People would be like, I can't say you guys aren't talented, you're just not making tangible music. So I was like, tangible? What the fuck? I never even heard the word tangible. I was like, what the fuck does tangible mean? So I went home, looked in the dictionary, and it's something that has a handle. I was like, oh, you want hooks? Oh, shit. I'm gonna write the fucking best hooks ever.
I got a feeling
I got a feeling it's nothing but hooks.
tonight's gonna be a good night.
Boom Boom Pow is like nothing but hooks.
That drive, that work ethic, does it ever get exhausting?
Nah, because we kept each other like believing in each other. And even 5 years ago when I was battling cancer, it taught me a lot about this DNA that we have as a unit. Yeah, I had a little bit of doubt within myself, but then my brothers were there for me, and they were, you know, the thing that kept me fighting on.
What was it like watching him go through that?
So when he told me he got diagnosed with cancer, I thought he was joking around. And then going to see him laying down like that, that was a hardcore blow. That shook my world. I was like, whoa, this isn't supposed to happen this way.
At the same time, like, nah, Taboo got that. Taboo is a warrior. He's gonna beat that. It's like, it felt like, I knew he was gonna be able to come out of it for some reason.
And here you are.
Here I am, alive, vibrant, and better than I was back then. And we appreciate every moment that we're in the studio, that we're on stage, because life is too short. It's a blessing to have that.
Baby, tonight's like fuego. We about to spin a dinero.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Yeah, you got healthy hair for 34-year-old.
Hey, if you enjoyed that, make sure you subscribe to The Feed's YouTube channel.
And you can watch these videos here. See you next time.